Alright, welcome to another one of my videos. This one is totally going to be on Trump's speech at the State of the Union address. And I have to say it was probably his best speech that I think he's ever done. It was pretty awesome. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube or something. Just look around. I'm sure you'll be able to find it and spend the time watching it. It was great. He was very positive. He was very unifying. He was, trying to try to get people to work together. Let's do this. And so I was going to go over a couple of his points, um, and man, what he did about what was great about right now. He's done a tremendous amount of good in this country, and you have to watch the whole video to see that. All the jobs that we have, the GDP, the stock market. Yes, it dropped a bunch in the very end of 2018, but that's because the Feds, which I won't say who's controlling them most likely to do this. Usually they only increase interest rates once a year, maybe twice. Well, they did it I think like four times, and that really destroys the stock market. You can't do that, and I think they did it on purpose. Otherwise, because it was just going to the sky. It was amazing how far he had gotten with the stock market. It is somewhat recovering now. It just takes time. So, I mean, there's so many things in there. I'm not even going to say them all because there's a lot. You got to watch it to see it if you haven't seen it. He brought in some World War II. It was the World War II anniversary, and he brought in some veterans. I thought that was really cool. There was even some guys from some concentration camps and stuff. So that was really neat to see that. Why we need to secure the border. He talked about that. That we've got to get that under control. We know how much drugs are coming in over the border. Millions of people are addicted to them. We got to slow that stuff down. So I thought he did a really great job. But, well, the Dems probably aren't going to do anything anyway. How tax cuts suddenly made the economy explode for everyone. They call it Reaganomics, and they totally dog it all the time, but it works. Because if you tax the crap out of companies, what are they going to do? There's going to be a lot of them going out of business or go out of the country. And again, they don't talk about the small businesses that make up 90% easily of all companies, and they can't get through all those taxes. And so when you reduce taxes, what happens? They flourish. You reduce regulations, they flourish. So that's important to do, and the Dems were doing exactly the opposite, and that's why the economy was just struggling. Historic unemployment, historic hiring. Okay, he said the GDP. I really loved in the middle of it when he said this. The U.S. will never become a socialist nation. That was awesome. I busted out laughing. I thought that was really cool. That was great. I've been wanting him to say that for a very long time because people are so afraid to say socialism. Say the S word. It's like a cuss word in church or something. And so I'm glad he said that. And you can see in the audience, you can watch the Republican side and the Democratic side. And a lot of times what he was saying, some Democrats would clap their hands. So you can see that there are some that like what he's doing. Understand that, yeah, it's a good thing to be doing this stuff. And then when he said that about the socialism, you should have seen the look on Bernie Sanders' face and Cortez and all them socialists. They were just stunned, just freaking out. It was great. I was so happy that he said that. Yeah, for the first time, we are also selling oil. That's another cool one. We've never been able to sell much oil at all. We're drilling more now because he reduced those regulations, allowed the refineries to start making some oil. And by selling it, we can make more money. That helps reduce that debt. So that's a good thing. But Dems don't want it. Let's see. How about the Democrat lawmakers in New York cheered when they could abort a baby, kill a baby in the last trimester or right before birth. And Trump said it later on that he's going to do he wants to make that against the law. That's murder. And you're whining about illegal, you want illegal immigrants to come in here and kill people. And it's okay to kill 500,000 babies a year in abortions. It's crazy. The Democratic governor of Virginia said he would execute a baby at birth. Yeah, I can't believe that guy actually said that. Wow. Let's see. He wants to. Oh, yeah, this is when he talked about once we get done with the securing the border, he wants to move on to infrastructure. He flat out said it. And later on, the Dems came back and said, we want to do infrastructure. Forget this immigration. Trump wants to get the immigration done, and then he'll do some infrastructure. And I think he's willing. Both sides want to do it. And then he also said he wants to help out, work with healthcare. Spend some money to help out cancer, which would be great for me because it'd be nice if they could cure cancer. Because I'm going to be dealing with it on and off for the rest of my life now. So I wanted to go over some of the funny things that the Democrats said that night and then the next morning. They've lost their minds. Cortez said there were no plans to address opioids, health care, to increase wages, and Trump is scared of her. That one made me laugh. When she actually said that, I busted out laughing. I was like, what? Trump's not scared of you. Come on. Somebody needs to test your brain cell functions or something because that's insane. So, address opioids. He was doing that. He wants to control the border. Let's get some more fences up. Let's slow this stuff down so we can spend more time out over the ocean and more time on the ports of entry. So he was definitely wants to help out with that. He said he wants to do health care. Wages are going up. She needs to look at the statistics. They are going up. They've been raising minimum wage like crazy, but the problem is that makes food prices go up. People are whining about the food prices going up in restaurants, especially fast food. It's because you went up to a little bit too fast in reality. Let's see. Pelosi was say Trump didn't go far enough for women, and it was weird that he brought it up. In his speech, he actually got one time only the Socialists to clap. There were a bunch of girls back there wearing white. I need to figure out what the heck that was all about. But they cheered when he said there's more jobs for women out there than ever, than in decades. And there's more women in Congress now than ever in history. And they actually got up and clapped. So that's a good thing. He's doing good for women. So why are you saying he's not? Jesus. That woman has lost her mind. Let's see. She also said, Trump ignores gun violence. Well, let's talk about gun violence. I know you Democrats and Socialists want to get rid of our Second Amendment. I know you always want to do that. Let's look at how many people die from guns versus other areas. Guns kill about 30,000 people a year. Children, it's a few thousand a year. But yet you're okay with killing 500,000 of them in abortions. Car accidents. You want to ban cars next? It's like 30, 40,000 a year or something like that. Using cell phones while driving is an incredible number as well. You going to get rid of cell phones? Medical malpractice is something like 100,000 people a year. I've already said how many abortions are performed every year. 500,000 kids are killed every year. Now, some of them, of course, is correct because, women do get raped or, other bad things happen. So I can see that stuff. But when they just want to go in, just get rid of this baby because I wanted to have fun last night, that's ridiculous. Just killing them off, especially later on in their trimesters. That's insane. And then obesity. Obesity kills millions of Americans every year, 2 or 3 million Americans, I think. And so why are you so worried about 30,000? Millions die from other things. So, yeah, the gun thing is going to continue. They said, open a government and we'll negotiate. Trump's like, all right. He opens it up, says, all right, let's negotiate. But I'm going to close it down again in 3 weeks. He called their bluff. It's like playing chess with a crazy chess guy that's really, really good at it. Statement. This president is unlike anything in history or anyone in history. Now, that is the only good thing and the correct thing I saw from the Democrats. They're right. He's not bought and paid for. They can't buy him. They could wave a few $1 million at him and he'd just laugh in their faces. That's like pennies in my sock drawer or in my truck. I got tons of them in there. It doesn't matter to me. So That was the only good thing that they said all day. Let's see, it will take days to check Trump's misrepresentation of the economy. Now they're going to skew it, they're going to change it, they're going to alter it, find some way to make it look bad when it's doing really, really well. Trump hasn't made any progress in North Korea. Well, he has made more progress than any other president in reality because no other president in 70 years has ever talked to the North Korean dictator. No one. There's no more nuclear tests, no big bombs going off underground. There's no more missiles flying through the air over by Japan. So he has made some progress. It takes time. You got to understand that they're a different culture, they're different people, and so it's not like talking to another American. You have to work through those barriers. And I think he's also afraid that we're going to take him out like we've taken out many dictators and tyrants. But Trump has clearly said, I'm not going to do that. I want you to flourish. You can make a whole lot of money in your country. So we'll see what happens with that. It's just going to take time. But nobody else has done anything anyway, so what the heck. So CNN, Ben Cardin, Democrat, saying Kim Jong-un, whatever the heck his name is, must be pleased he is meeting Trump again without giving up anything. Let's see, I already said what he's given up there, what he's not doing, so that's stupid. Saudi Arabia arms deal. They're angry that some of those weapons have gone into bad hands. That's happened a lot. There's so many times that we've given countries weapons and they get into the wrong hands eventually. I mean, look at when the Russians were fighting the Afghanistans. So we gave the Afghanistan rebels and their kind of military our weapons. Well, when they finally kicked the Russians out, guess what all those people turned into? Taliban. We gave Iran weapons to fight Iraq a long time ago. So Iran, they still have our F-14s. I guess they're still flying them, which is amazing. I used to work on F-14s when I was in the Navy. And so they still have a lot of our weapons. Saudi Arabia is helping the fight against terrorism. So we have to help them do that. We want them to help. Got to kind of please them, keep them happy, and they'll keep fighting bad guys for us. So we don't have to do it. So our American guys don't have to. Jason Crow, another Democrat, Trump is undermining immigration communities. No, he's trying to help them out. Idiot. Opportunity to move past the wall. Trump's not going to move past the wall, guy. You should know Trump better than that. Barbara Lee, another Democrat. His foreign policy is ridiculous. Well, let's talk about ridiculous of the last regime that was in here, Obama and Hillary. And what was the other guy that did the deal with Iran? Stupid deal. They're still making weapons, and we got a deal. Trump got out of those deals. Russia isn't playing along. Get out of it. Iran's not playing along. Get them out. I'm not going to play along with it if you're not going to. Why do we have to? So they're a ridiculous policy. One of the biggest things they screwed up. Obama yanked all of our troops out of Iraq way too fast. And ISIS just moved in. He created ISIS. I often think that he did it on purpose. There are actually signs of that. Maybe I'll do something on that one of these days. So, yeah, that's a stupid statement. North Korea walked all over him, over Obama. Come on. Let's see, what else we got lastly here, and then we'll shut this thing down. So, some lady for the director for the DNC said he left out infrastructure. No, he must have been drunk or something when he was giving a speech. Blames the shutdown on him. Again, it's the Democrats. People want to hear how we can come together. That's all his speech was about. I mean, really? Also, yeah, that was dumb. Okay, so we went over a few things today about his speech. I think it was pretty awesome. I think he did a great job at it. And, of course, the Democrats and their media are going to dog him for it because he's doing a great job. And they can't show that and allow that to happen, to let people know that that's happening because they're afraid they'll never get hired again. And so they're scared. They're desperate. And that's why they're freaking out nonstop. So let's end this another video, and we'll do another one later. See you guys later.